Hey guys, welcome back to the Joker channel. I'm Joker. How y'all doing today? Today we're going to be dipping on some Copenhagen wintergreen. Now, you're going to pack a lip with me. I already got a small dip in, so I'm going to add a little bit of filler. Oh, let me stay the camera. Okay. Okay. Filler. Yes. Oh, fuck that filler. Look at this tiny fucker. See? Let's go a little bit more. A little bit more, see? A little bit. Alright. Lick your fingers because you don't want to lose any dip. Got any dip on you? Pick it up. Alright, now we got our lips packed. Spitting in Woody, as always. Now, oh yeah, by the way, I cut my hair. Got a mohawk going on here. Got my hair last night. Well, the other night, not last night. It actually didn't turn out too bad. Need the cameraman's help. So I got a mohawk. I think it looks pretty good. Now, what's on topic for today? Well, let's go. Let's go with dip prices and being a dipper on a budget. Okay. Now, if you're like me, I'm a dipper on a budget. Like, I only have so much I could spend on dip. Now that money's ran out, so I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get dip. With this can included, I got 3 cans. I went and got the other day. I went and got them. And you know how I told you guys that the can prices here, or for Copenhagen wintergreen, has been $2.29. This is a trial offer that's $2.35. That's a $6. That's a 6-cent increase in what I normally paid. That's a little pricey because three cans costed me $7.48. Now here in good old Idaho, we have a sales tax of 6%, which is 6 cents on the dollar. So a 6-cent increase turns into, plus they increased the price. That trial offer was 6 cents more than what I normally paid. That's 12 cents from the original asking price for dip. And that's going to the cheaper place that I normally buy my dip from. Now the other places like Steve's, which is our local gas station, which sometimes I buy dip from, and then there's Maverick. Those are the 2 places that I know that sell dip that I've actually looked at prices. At Maverick, a can of Copenhagen wintergreen is $3.30 something, like $3.32, and then at Steve's is $2.60. Which doing the trial offer, that's like 30 cents off. Well, 25 cents off, which isn't a bad deal. But the place I normally buy my dip is one of our stores, or grocery stores, which is Ridley's. And for this whole summer, I've been getting dip for $2.29 can, and then the last trial offer I did, I bought a good amount. I got that for $1.99. You guys probably thinking, wow, $1.99 for Copenhagen, that's pretty cheap getting it. Yeah, I know. I thought it was too. too bad that I only got 4 cans of that. We only had 4 cans at the time. But if not, I would just bought my whole supplies then and there. With $1.99 can, I'd still have some cash left over in case if I needed more dip. What really irks me is that they change the prices all the time. Like one time you go in the store and it's like $2.29. Next time you go in the store, it's like $2.60. Next time you go into the store, it's $2.55. You're like, why are these prices going up and down? That has to do with the economy and the fluctuation of prices on goods, and pretty much how much people buy and how much people have to compete. Now, if you go to a store that's competing with another store, you'll see prices. One store will lower their prices depending on how many people they get and the product that they buy. At Maverick, don't ask me why it's like $1, almost $1 more than everybody everywhere else. Like, because a lot of people go to Maverick, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that buy dip from Maverick. Maverick's just an expensive place altogether if it's not a Maverick product. I mean, I shouldn't complain because Canadians have it worse. I mean, buying what, like $30 a can? Jesus Christ, that's expensive. If I lived in Canada and I didn't live close to a border, I would be ordering off of the Northerner or a site like the Northerner. I know you're probably like, well, the Northerner you gotta pay for shipping up the ass, but you know, you say what, you buy a roll, which is what, maybe $15 off the Northerner. You buy 2 rolls for the same price, $30, which is a can in Canada, and then you pay for the shipping, which is what, maybe 20 to $30. Right there, that's 3 cans in Canada that you can buy at the local gas station there. When you just paid for 10 cans for the price of 3. I think that's a good deal. I mean, that's pretty cheap compared to buying 3 cans for what you're getting for 10 off the Northerner. Now, I don't know how much the Northerner shipping is actually is. I was just saying, you know, because the Northerner ships all across the world, and I'm pretty sure the shipping price correlates with how far you are from where they're shipping from, and the customs and all that good shit. But still, I mean, for what you can buy, that's what I don't understand. Because I'm pretty sure in Canada they have debit cards, which is pretty much checking savings account, but it's digitalized with the debit card, which you can purchase things off the internet with. Which makes it easier. I mean, honestly, it's a lot easier to track than checking account. Well, pretty much than checks, because it's all done online, and everything you purchase you can all look it up on the website of the bank you're with. And that's how a lot of people do it these days. They have direct deposit, and they just use their debit cards. That's what my cousin does. Well, I don't know if he has direct deposit, but I know he deposits it in the bank, and somehow it gets deposited in the bank, either it's from him or his job, and he just uses the debit card to buy shit. And if he needs cash, then like say places don't have, you know, those card swiping things that you just pay cash for. Go to the ATM, gets the cash, the amount he needs, and he just pays for it with cash. Which is a good system. Because, you know, if someone steals your debit card, you call the bank, say, hey, someone stole my debit card, lock my account. They'll lock it up, and any money that's stolen, it's safeguarded by insurance. The great thing about banks is, you know, if money gets stolen, if your money gets stolen, you can lock your account, and it's backed up by things. Now, don't ask me for sure. I don't know if if they used any money, that you'll get all that money back. I'm pretty sure you will, because that would be total bullshit, and it'd make it an unreliable system. Now with checks, it's a little bit harder than that. I mean, you can still freeze your bank account, but I don't know about the whole thing. I just know the debit seems to be a lot easier on shit like that. But anyways, you know, you can do it that way, and I don't understand why a lot of people in Canada don't do it that way. Now, I know Redneck Canadian, if you haven't seen his videos, he hasn't made a new one in the summer because of personal things. We all had those for whatever reason. I hope he's a great guy to watch. I hope he gets back gets back to making videos as soon as he can. But one of his videos, he mentioned that he sort of lives closer to the border, from what he was saying, from what I gathered, because he does cross the border, and he picks up his that's where he picks up his dip. Because last video I watched of him, which was his recent one, was he had a Toba Stokers. And I don't think they sell Toba Stokers in Canada. And I'm pretty sure if they did, that's going to be one expensive Toba Stokers. Now, if you're in Canada and you live close to the border, that's something you should look into. Now, I've always been one to find things, try to get things cheaper, or to find them cheaper. I like to compare shop, pretty much. I know that's not a manly thing to do, but what I find is guys like me who are in a working class or grew up poor, they don't always buy the most expensive shit. They like to find a deal on things, like name price things, like name brand things like this. This is name brand. You can go up to non-dippers and like people who smoke or whatnot can tell you what this is. You know, like they'll recognize the name Copenhagen. That's what I mean, like name brand. And people like poor, working class, no matter male, female, like, you know, what I've come to find over my years of living is that people love to find cheaper places to shop for name brand things. And that's what I do. I buy a lot of things online because that's easy to compare shop. Like, I'll look through maybe 10 stores before I actually decide that, you know, all host the same product. But what I'm looking for is not, you know, I find the product and the name brand product. I'm just looking for the cheaper price. And that's what I think dippers on budget should look for. For me, I look through 4 different stores to find that sold the same product. But what I was looking for is which place had the cheaper price for what I was looking for, and I found it. And that's what I think dippers on a budget should do. You know, because I don't think you should look for a similar product. I mean, if you can find a similar product to this, you know, that tastes pretty much just like this, without a watered down or a nastier taste, then by all means, please tell me. But I mean, I've heard of Longhorn, and I've heard of Timberwolf, and I'm on the DU. If you don't know what that is, it's Dip University. It's a page on Facebook. And I was looking, these guys, there's guys that are in the working class and stuff. And there's been many statuses and posts on there about trying to find cheaper dip that are similar to or taste like Copenhagen or like say Skol flavor, and that don't demean the flavor and aren't nasty. And what I've come to find is there's really not, because each dip has its own unique flavor. There's not one dip that is going to be a replacement. There's going to be you can find a similar flavor, but it's not going to be like that, and it's always going to have its own unique spin to it. Like say like Longhorn, the cheaper stuff like Longhorn, you're paying for what you're getting, and you're going to get a shittier thing. And anybody who's compared shop knows that if you're going to buy a cheap brand thing, it's going to not be as good as name brand, and that's why we compare shop for name brand stuff. So if you're a dipper on the budget, my first suggestion before you start looking at buying a substitute is try to find a place that sells it cheaper, and always go there for it. That's what I did, and I find that's what happens. Don't always straight go for the cheaper replacement, because sometimes what I've come to find is that cheaper replacement, you think, oh, it's going to be good, like, oh, it's going to be good, but it's not. It's completely horrible, and you waste what? Say you bought like 3 cans, you bought 2 cans because you looked on the internet, like dip. You look on the internet, you look on for other people's opinions, and they say, hey, this could be a good replacement for like Copenhagen or Skol or even Grizzly. Around here, Grizzly is not cheap. Actually, it's more expensive than this. It's like $2.70 a can, almost $3 for a can of Grizzly. And I don't want to put Grizzly down or people who use Grizzly. It's all good. It's a good product. I mean, for people who like it, but people call it the welfare bear for a reason. I don't see where I live. I don't see why they're calling it the welfare bear, because it is actually more expensive than Copenhagen. Now, well, Copenhagen wintergreen. Now it's a cheaper alternative than, like, say you go for straight or natural. It's cheaper than Skol or Copenhagen around here. But for wintergreen, for what I dip, it's not. It's more expensive, which is why I don't buy it. But that's what things you gotta look for. You look for the price. Don't always settle for the cheaper brands. Always until you found until that's your only option. Because, like I was saying before I got onto the Grizzly subject, those cheaper brands you can buy, might not always live up to what you think they're gonna be. And that's why you compare things. Like, say Timberwolf. All right, let's go with Timberwolf. Timberwolf might taste like Copenhagen wintergreen. I don't know. You buy 2 cans for Timberwolf for what you can buy for 1 can of Copenhagen wintergreen. You get home, right, or you throw in a dip, and you're like, oh shit, this is nasty, alright? And you just wasted that money on what you could have spent on a can of Copenhagen. Another tip, dip less. I don't mean like dip less pinches. Take smaller pinches, alright? See, that's what I've been doing. I've been taking smaller pinches for the past month. Well, past 2 weeks now, and that can 2 cans have lasted me a damn week. A can will last me a week. There we go. So 2 cans, both cans have lasted me a week. So there you guys have it. Here's a rundown. If you're a dip on a budget, don't always go for the cheaper substitute, because it may not always be. It may not be what you're expecting. Always look for the cheaper place to buy it before you go to the substitute. That's another thing is take smaller dips if you're dipping. And I've asked people who have lived on budgets, and what they said is first start taking smaller. Like if you smoke less. If you dip, take smaller benches. And then look for the cheaper place. And then if you can't find it cheaper, they'll sell it for about the same price. Look for the cheaper substitute. And with those points, this is Joe Gear. Always remember. Hold on, wait, I didn't give shoutouts last time. I know this is a little bit long of a video, I'm sorry for that. But check out, here's my shoutouts. I didn't give shoutouts the last few videos, but here's mine. Full review as always, the Canadian dippers, dual dippers, like Top Dipper, OF Dipper, Big Dipper Zach, Gridiron Dipper. I don't think I said dual dippers. Pack, dip, weld, repeat. JD Hewitt, Roberto Dip, Cowboy Dipper 22, Texas Dipper 96. And always remember to keep a lip packed and a can handy, because life is better with the pens. See you all later.